How to find investments in this crazy Toronto real estate market. How to find good condos to buy in Toronto's insane, always up condo market. Hello friends, Yossi Kaplan here, Toronto real estate agent and mortgage broker with Search Realty and Search Mortgage. And today I'm going to show you the exact system and the process and the flow I go through to look for units for my clients and myself. So let's start. Yossi Kaplan, youtube.com/Yossi Kaplan. This is my real estate channel, Yossi Kaplan Real Estate, and you will find here all my subjective information about what's going on in the market, where is it going, where to buy, what the opportunities are, how to look at things, how to calculate break-even points, condo fees, why the increase, everything is here. So watch. Now, before I get into the actual units, and I will show you specific units that I like, and these will be on my list to check. I will show you something very interesting. Condos.ca, I checked yesterday's video, was a lower number than here, and today it showed me a higher number with 11% year-over-year change in value. Now they've added some units. This is the last 14 days, 153 sold and 458 rented, and the average price of these units on the Condos.ca system is $807 a foot, which is way higher than the $770, the record for 2019. That's $39 more dollars, or about 5% more than we see in June 2019. So that's about just under 1% per month increase on average on this system. What do I tell you? I tell you the Toronto condo market is going 10 to 15% up. It's averaging 1% a month. The average price of a Toronto condo these days is $660,000. I showed you yesterday at Marcus Watch. That means that same condo at 10% more will be worth about $720 this time next year. Okay, give or take. Now, obviously, can we sustain a 10% year over year? I don't know. We'll see. But for now, it seemed that is the case. That is the case, and that's because of global forces, global economy, and so forth and so on. So if I want to buy this 660 condo today, I'm going to start looking today, because the exact same condo I'm going to find tomorrow is going to be more expensive, but the rents don't go up as fast. So the sooner I get my property, the better, because if I'm an investor, when I invest, want to go for it, want to grab some properties and sit on them for 5 or 10 or 20 years, this is the time to do it. Okay, it's still affordable. So I'm going to start with the cheapest thing possible, and for that what I did is I go to yossi.searchrealty.co. Okay, there it is, and that's the main search page. I have a secondary search page, by the way. You can go to TorontoCondosForSale.com. Okay, the main page, and these are the same, these are different interface to the same database, so the information will be identical. It just, if you prefer this interface or that interface, it doesn't matter. TorontoCondosForSale.com, go to the menu, go to the residential search, enter your search here, and then the map will come for you. For example, I'll put, I already searched previously for the King West area, M5E, so it'll pull out the system, and then you can start zooming in from here. Okay, I started with this one, so I'll just continue. So here, I'm going to put Toronto C1. A C1 is the area for downtown west, from Yonge to Dufferin, from the water to Bloor, and this is the default search I get. By the way, if you want to do this, you can also go to my site, urbanrealtytoronto.com. Okay, and then scroll to the bottom. This is the newsletter. If you want to sign, do that, and then you get some more information. We discussed this before. And here, these are all the listings. It'll just basically set up a pre-search for you. Hit any of these. I did it fast, but if you go to the bottom of the website and listing updated, all these are listings. You want to see assignments, click here, and the system will just, it's pre-designed search. It's already going to send you what's in the system right now. The system is live, is dynamic. It just gives you out whatever it finds at the moment. Okay, so that's what I did. And here, this is the assignment search all over Toronto. It gives a small section. Most of the assignments are private, of course, and this is a section. So I drew the map by hand and I saved it as a search. Now you can go back into the map and look again. So that map already has some filters set on, and you can do the sort order, which on the left side will show you the latest listing. So what was uploaded. So for example, this one here, 111 Bathurst Suite 504, was just uploaded at $499,900, $500,000 for this 500-ish square foot unit. Now to me, a 500 square foot unit, this is the party room, by the way. The unit itself will come here. That's the door. Here's your bathroom. And here's you walk in. It's a typical Toronto one-bedroom with a kitchen on the sidewall, which you know I'm not a big fan of, but it is what it is. And it looks like it's looking west into Bathurst. That's probably the building just over there. And it's nicely designed or staged. And it's a typical one-bedroom unit. And this unit will probably yield you anywhere from $2,000 to $2,500 a month in rent, depending if it's furnished or not, if the term, how many units in the building, so on and so forth. But you know, these units yield on average $4 a foot, about $2,000 and some. And King West usually yields a little more, maybe $410, maybe $4.25 a foot. So that takes you to the $2,200, $2,300 range. And obviously, if this unit is furnished, or maybe you bought it just the way it is, and for 6 months, somebody will pay $100 a night for it, which is very cheap. Consider a Toronto hotel costs $200, so a traveling executive, and then you can do. Now, the reason I say 6 months because that's the minimum that it's not considered short-term lease, and that's usually allowed by most condo docs, which your lawyer will check for you. Okay. So that's the unit. Now, it doesn't mean the unit will sell for $500 or more or less. There may be multiple bid offers. They may be asking for actually a higher number, but put a number down to kind of get your eyes. Maybe the reason they price it just under the 5 mark, so everyone is searching up to $500,000. This will fall within their search. Maybe they're looking for some offers on a specific date. But as a very nice, clean unit at $500,000, that's a good deal. Okay, that just makes sense to me. And now here we are at the DNA building, and that's a more expensive unit. Now, does this unit make any sense for buying as investment? It says here it's a 1,500 square feet unit. Obviously, it's a large unit. It's a $1.38 million. And the condo fees scroll down. It's $11.19 a month. Property tax $21.56 for the year. That's cheap. That's interesting. And you can look at this unit here and see if this is something that you would like to consider. There's a family in here. Okay, there was a family in here living. So that could be something that you like, and it's for you. And we're just gonna keep looking at these listings, but I look for something that really catches my interest. Okay, $500,000. That's a very good number that I like. So here's the unit at 25 Oxley. There's other side of Spadina there. Okay, very nice. Now you're east of Spadina. So that's very, very good location. That means that, like, you walk to the downtown core. And you know, I'm not too crazy about the downtown core. I don't think the downtown core is worth $1,500 a foot when there's so many units around you, unless it's a very unique, specific unit. Maybe you got some views. Maybe it's a high floor. Maybe it's got beautiful sunlight. Who knows? But it's got to be very special to invest that kind of money. But $1,000 a foot units are actually perfect investments. Okay? Now, you know, some people will say, oh, I don't like the kitchen, I don't like the colors, I don't like the hardware, I don't like the backsplash. That's okay. It's an investment unit. You don't need to like it. The tenant needs to like it and ensure that the unit is in good condition for your tenant to live there, because that's the idea of buying investment units. Especially when you buy resale, you buy to rent it out and collect on the rent. You're not buying to flip it. You'll flip it later in the year as it goes up, as the rest of the market comes up. Okay, and let's look at one or two more, and then I'll move on to a few more things I want to share with you today. Okay, so I keep looking for these deals. I keep looking for things that are going to give me a high markup, high margin, give me ROI. And to find the ROI, go to CondoCalculator.ca that I made for you. Put your name, your email, I'm not a robot, and the system will send you a link to this file. You're going to download this file, and then look through this file, and then let's say there's Toronto core, let's say there's the Oxley building. I'll write Oxley. There's just note. Okay, and let's say it's 500 square feet, and let's say the price is $500,000. So that's $1,000 a foot. It'll tell you that 20% of 500 is 100,000. Now, in case it's a pre-construction, it shows you the deposit, but obviously if it's not, just 100,000. And then you're going to need a mortgage of $400, and that's the bare minimum. Of course, you can add to the mortgage. And at 80 cents a foot maintenance fees, your condo fees will be about $400 a foot. We can actually see how much I lost my mark there. Let's see if I can bring it back. So here's this unit here, the Oxley unit. The condo fees are $233. Oh my God, that's so cheap. Let's look at the other one at Bathurst. See if I can find out again. Here it is. And that one is $260. So these are really, really cheap, actually, for condo fees. So I'll go back to my calculation. and I'll go that's about right. I'll say 60 cents a foot. That's what they're paying here. Oh, 300. I'll give you a little extra municipal tax, and that's also included actually. You'll see property tax 1,800 a month. That's about 150 a month. So 260 and 150. That's 410. $410 is less than $1 a foot you're paying per month for these unit fixed costs, which is very, very good. So I'll go back here, 208. So here I got some extras. I'll reduce this just a little bit to kind of make sure it more or less 1890. I'll give you a little extra, okay? And even my mortgage is a little high here. I'll say maybe I'll get a 289. So just change the yellow. I changed. So this unit cost me more or less $23.78 a month. Probably slightly less because I overestimate about $100 my prices here according to the listing. So I'm just going to reduce it here just to make sure it's that's more like it. So my estimate now is about $22.78, say $2,300 a month. Now how much rent can you get for it? So when I scroll down, my break even is the same, it's $22.78. Cost per bedroom, there's only one bedroom, and the rent dollar requires 4.56%, which I took the cost divided by square footage. I got that number. Now what does it tell me? The average rent, if you look at Condos.ca here, the average rent, you got to flip sales to lease, and they'll show you 3.47. And once you put King West, the average rent in King West is about $4 a foot. Go to the analytics. I'm going quick because I've done it before. And rent 403, about $4 a foot. So a $500 square foot unit is expected to pay me about 500 times 4, $2,000 a month. I think at certain places, a clean unit and a good building, I'll probably get a bit more. Let's say I get $2,100 for it. Okay, that means that I'm still leaking $178 a month. It's not that bad of a deal considering that the property itself is rising in price by about 1% a month. If this unit went up by $50,000 over the year and I lost $2,000 over the rents, I don't care because I own an appreciating asset, and that $2,000 is really, it's a rounding error because I made in value $50,000, okay? So I made $48,000, $52,000, it doesn't really matter. But if I wanted to break even, all I gotta do is increase my deposit. So I use this one here, occupancy, even for resale. So let's say if I put 5% on occupancy, another 20, just 25,000 more, would that be enough to break even? Now I'm 60, so it's almost enough. So let me try 8%. So I just increased my deposit just a little more. Okay, so now if I put instead of 20%, 28%, so I add $40,000 more to my deposit, and all I do this is I reduce the mortgage, or of course I can reduce the number here, then my mortgage is reduced and I'm breaking even at that point. Now the other way to do it, of course, is to get a cheaper mortgage, which I can do here. Let's say I got a 279. Would that make any difference? $30. Okay, so you can see how I'm starting to break even on $1,000 a foot. I need about $4.50 here, $4.50 dollars rent dollars per foot, and that starts to make sense to me. So my target unit in the core, not in the core like you think, Young Street. I don't care for Young Street. There's too many units there, and actually the rents are going a little down, I believe, in the core. But areas like King West, everybody wants to be in a King West, all the new restaurants, all that stuff, and it's not that busy. So if you like that kind of lifestyle, remember the subway is just doesn't count. I showed you the subway. It's just insane. So that's what you would do. So which units are good idea, and you can also look at the rentals. Look at this unit, that's a lot of red, but they're asking $2,400. Not even such a nice unit. It may be furnished. I definitely do not like the furnishing, but nonetheless the location is good. It's a nice unit. I think that's a City Place unit. Telegram use, yeah. You know, nothing is cheap, but when we add more units to the market, and if the demand is not catching up with supply, then we'll get a bit of a better market. Okay, And what I would do is I just keep looking at these units and keep looking at these units and keep looking at these units. And of course, I want to sort by latest listed to see what's last on the market, what just came on the market. Okay, I'm going to ask the system to see what just came on the market. So here it is. This one hasn't even put the picture on. And I want to put C1. I want to put the C1 here just to focus again on the downtown. And I'm going to filter. I'm going to put at least one bath and minimum price of 400. Although I probably can't find much in the 400, but if I can, it could be a good deal. And then I'm going to sort by low to high. So now I'm looking for deals. Okay, so there you go. 405,000 asking for this. This is an assignment, a King Blue. King of Spadina, right over there, Westinghouse building. That's a beautiful, beautiful project. If you haven't been to that corner, oh my. And by the way, you know, next to, oh, how do I go back? Next to this building is coming the 411. And you know, if you go here, and just go to the projects, and 411 King, which is 411 King right here. That thing is coming, and it's real close to King Blue. And the question is, if I can find a unit in King Blue for 1,000, 1,100 foot, of course it's assignment, soon to be resale, should I pay 13 or 14 or 1,500 in the 411 King, which will be ready in 3 years? Well, if you think the price will be 1,300, 1,400, 1,500 in 3 years, or 4 years, or 5, whenever I get the keys, and it'll be getting to that resale value, then it makes a lot of sense. And that's why a lot of these new buildings are now selling for more than market. But if I want some asset now, if I want to claim my stake now, if I want to play safe now, I may consider resale. Resale is only cheaper because you don't have closing costs and developer and all the mess that has to do with dealing with developers and waiting and the Terion and the PDI, and of course everything is always late, because that's our system and we already used. It's like everyone's working towards the system. Like the developer is going to deliver the condo late because it's like an expectation, and we expect it to be late. And every time they give us a date, we go, well, we add 6 to 12 months. You know, the insanity becomes the norm, some people say, but that's how it is, and it's fine. We learn. And these are assignments. So the 3 ways to find condos, by the way, are resale, assignment, and pre-construction. Now, pre-construction, it's not going to be advertised. You're going to have to call me. Okay, if you're going to send me a text, call me. I want to hear your voice. I want to talk to you. I want to see who you are. What do you want? You know, and a lot of people call me and say, well, you know, I tried this, I tried that. I bought here, it was okay. I bought there. Can I get out of this? Can I get in there? All these things. Nonetheless, start looking at these deals here, and you will soon find a lot of deals available. Now, assignment, you know, whoever is selling this assignment for $699, assuming it's a real listing, there's not even a floor plan here, but assuming it's not a mock listing, because some of them are, a lot of the assignments are very dangerous, you don't know. So the best thing to do is I call them and I say, first of all, do you have this for sale? Yes. Okay, great. How much did you pay for it? Okay. How much would you like for it? Okay. And then from there, you'll be surprised how assignments that are listed at a certain price are selling for much lower. There's obviously no tracking of assignments because they don't go on the MLS, so it doesn't really matter. You can ask any price you want. You can accept any price you want. Now, sometimes you'll accept more than you ask, sometimes less, but it's not tracked. It makes actually the seller more malleable, more available to negotiate. The developer, you know, they can't really negotiate. They've already been approved. All the numbers based on their selling prices and targets. They can give you, they'll give you a locker, they give you 5,000 here, 10,000 here, but that's all they can do. The assignments are where the biggest markups are, therefore that's where you can make your biggest mark, but you got to come in hard and fast, say, yes, I'm going to take it off your hands, I got the money, there's the proof, here's the deposit, let's do the deal. If you start back and forth, and I have a lot of people that come and send me offers. I have one person send me like 3 or 4 offers for the same unit, and they never bought it, and every time they send me an offer, they say, oh, we're going to send you an offer for so much money, but the offer comes with less. Then we go, we're going to send you an offer for so much deposit, but deposit comes for less. Do you think I trust this person? Do you think I followed them? So, then they send me another offer, of course, because every couple of weeks I get an offer. I don't even look at it. Like, yeah, I look at it. Yes, I sign. I received the offer. Thank you very much for all your work. I really appreciate it. But I'm going to sell it to someone else that maybe can show me more that they're trustworthy. I can trust them better. So it's very important to conduct your business properly, okay? Here's another unit. There's another studio at 355 King, which I think has a lot of options now because there's about 1,000 units coming on the market. And a lot of them are paid very little for these units. This unit, they probably paid like $250,000 for it. So they're making crazy markups here, $200,000 and $300,000 on a studio. And if he paid $250,000 for the unit, 20% is $50,000. He's making, say, $300,000. That's 6 times 600%. Yes, they waited 5 or 6 years, but where else can you wait 5 or 6 years and make 5 or 6 times your money? Nowhere. Okay. So now, when you look at this floor plan, it's actually a really good floor plan. The kitchen is on the side, just like I like it. It's tucked in the corner. You can put your bedroom, basically a glorified hotel room. That's probably a 300 square feet unit. It's facing south, which is ridiculous. Why would a developer build another unit facing south when they can actually use that space for one of the corner units? I don't know. When I want to develop my building, it's going to be so efficient. Forget about these things. This is like... But hey, it's a good unit. It's a good investment unit. The fixed cost of the developer on the kitchen and the bathroom are much higher than the profit they're going to make on it. To me, it makes more sense to sell more floor space because the developer makes the money on selling the floor space. The larger the unit, the more money they make because the fixed costs are fixed. So if I can sell more floor space, I'm making more money because my profit is in the square footage, not in selling more kitchens. They're too expensive. I got to buy the kitchen, ship the kitchen, install the kitchen. Something comes wrong, they got to come back. It's a headache. But hey, it's a great for investors. So floor 17, 26 and 35. So this should be one of these. 35. Okay. So if this actually available at 450, even though it was sold for probably 250 or 200, it's still not a bad deal. Now obviously it's $1,500 a foot. If it's 300 square feet, it's exactly $300 a foot, $1,500 a foot. So it may be negotiable, of course. I doubt somebody will give you, $300,000 profit plus deposit for the studio. So this is a great opportunity to come and say, hey, I got some money in my pocket. I'll take this unit off your hands. You don't have to close it. You don't have to deal with anything. And we'll make a deal when we give them some of the deposit now and some later upon final closing. Okay, this is how I look for units. This is how I assess units. And you see, I look for units that break even now. There's so many units available. There are so many units available, and it's just endless. The supply is ever increasing. All the buildings like the Grange here, you got to watch out because they're competing with so many new buildings, and they tend to have higher condo fees. Not necessarily, but they tend to. So, this looks like the 1970s because it probably is 1970s or 1980s. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but the question is, how sexy it is and what's the perceived value of this unit is. So this unit will be a little larger. It may have it does have a high condo fee, $680 a month. Less attractive, okay, less attractive. You can even find studios here. I think this is Aura 384 in the 500 range. So these are really good. And when I look at 2 bedrooms, I also want to find kind of a break-even unit or close to break-even units in this area. Okay, and you'll find more and more of these units because there's so many more of them made. Now, I'll show you one more thing about. So this is our ordinance. These are the playground condos. There's about 4 or 5 buildings on that block coming, not just that concept, but around. So there's about 2,000 or 3,000 units available on that block right now. Do you smell a deal? I do, because I would say 2,000 units I bought. Let's say 500 want to flip them. Tell me you cannot find 5 people, only even one that is willing to give you a great price. Just take the unit off my hands. People life change. They get divorced. They die. They want the money elsewhere. They lost the money. They don't want to deal with this anymore. They made some money. They don't want to deal with it. Who knows? So it's worth to make a quick assessment and to see what you can get for your money. And I think, will find playground condos. You can find units. You will be able to find units under $1,000 a foot. The fact that they're placed or priced, 618 square feet and their price is $699 doesn't mean anything to me because there's so many units available there. Okay, so they're going to have to compete now with all the King West and all the Liberty Village. So of course they're going to try to get as much money as they can, because that's what they do as sellers. But as buyers, you know, as buyers, we can put our offers. Now this one, of course, is not even finished construction. All these pictures are from brochures. This unit is not existing yet. Okay, but you can look at the unit and say, you know what, that's a reasonable unit. That's a pretty good design. It's got the balconies. It's got everything. Unit 14, level 18, if I can read, suite number 1802, if it's sharp enough. Yeah, okay, hey, that's an option there. And by the way, did you notice the unit number is 18, but the level is lower? I can't really read it, it's too small. It may be 18 as well, I can't tell. Okay, but you know, it may be negotiable. It may be negotiable. Now, does he have parking? No, he doesn't have parking. Do you want to pay over $1,000 a foot at Playground? Well, I bet you I can find 30 sellers right now at Playground and I can do one great deal. You know, last year I did a great deal at Art Shop. We got a studio there for, I think it was $435. I think by the time we get the keys for that studio, that $435 will be $550, because it's Young and Eglinton and it's Art Shop and it's free and all that stuff. So assignments are a very, very good opportunity to make really good deals. You got to know what you're doing. You got to go for it. Okay. If you follow my Twitter, twitter.com/Yossi Kaplan, you'll find other things. Now I got some bots tweeting all this fun stuff. I started to mix the real estate with some stuff that the bot find, whether it's like crazy Vice videos or some animations or whatever, but just to make it more interesting. Yorkville Luxury Real Estate, you can sign to the Investor Insider here to find some deals. I may send one today. I have a lot of information to process. There's quite a few deals. I have to tell you that the people that call me actually call me. I leave everything, I call you back, because that's the most important thing. You go to CondoCalculator.ca. You can find all the new construction here, and you can ask me anything you want about new construction. And new construction, you may not get a deal, but you know, at the end life cycle, when the building is coming to completion, that's when a developer may give you a good deal. And it does happen, and there are a few buildings on that is available. I already sent some of them mailing list, so you know them, you have the price plans. The Condo Calculator will help you understand the actual cost, like I showed you how to do it. Okay, there's one I did for the Oxley, 500 square feet, $1,000 a foot, will cost me about $22.57 a month. If I get $2,100 for it, I'm leaking $157 a month. I'm thinking appreciation for this condo is about $50,000 for this year. So I made $50,000. I lost $1,800. Okay, I'm okay with that. I can just throw some money back into the pot against the capital, reduce my mortgage, or maybe get a better mortgage and make it break even. That's not that hard, okay? UrbanRealtyToronto.com, when you find most of the information. Cafe is getting busy. I think people coming for a second round of coffee. So that's it for today. Have a great weekend, my friends. There's always a deal. There's always a way. Okay? You got to do the homework. And the most important thing, and that's what I've learned, talk to the professionals. Dad always says, you know, if you have a plumbing problem, call the plumber. And the reason you got to call the plumber is because, you know, everyone has their specialty. If you're sick, you go to the doctor. If you want a condo, you come to me. And if you have a plumbing problem, you call the plumber. That's it. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Do good. That's it.